have a long-awaited showdown here. A matchup of two elite quarterbacks. Might not see a better QB duel all season long. Both guys hoping to use this big stage to display their supremacy. Welcome to Happy Valley, Pennsylvania, and home to the Penn State Nittany Lions. West Shore home field at Beaver Stadium. And we'll see the number 14 team in the country, the LSU Tigers, taking on the third-ranked team, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get right to the action. And the Nittany Lions will kick this deep to begin the game. Was he on the end line? Apparently not. He's bringing it out. They tackle him at the 9. That's good coverage, but he should have left the ball in the end zone. The offense has to be careful now, backed up inside their own 10. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. He's stopped, but he gets out across the 25-yard line.
Well, how about that? Another LSU wide receiver makes a big-time catch for the Tigers offense. Oh, just a couple names to throw out. How about OBJ? How about Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, who right now arguably two of the top receivers in the NFL, all from LSU. And watching this young man right here, he's hoping he's next in line.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker.
I think it's important to kind of let your quarterback get into a rhythm early in the game. Sure, you'd love to see the big gains, but plays like this allow the quarterback to get settled into the game, find his rhythm, and then he can make the bigger plays later on.
Just underway, and this home crowd is fired up and ready to make a difference today. He stopped, but he gets a first down.
What a great job to be able to establish some rhythm to an offense. When you can run the football like this, it just opens up the playbook. You can continue to run. You can go to play action. You really keep the defense on their heels when you can run the ball like this. Nice play.
Running game is working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Breaking free at midfield. Ball carrier steps out, but a solid gain on the ground that time.
Chris, just by watching this guy all year, the defense better be very careful to let this guy find that rhythm. I've seen him where he goes 5 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards, and then pops a big one. Right now, he looks like he's starting to gain some confidence here early in this game.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Grabbed by the receiver. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first.
Well, it's a great completion here. Quarterback puts this ball on the money. And when you talk about LSU and to talk about the history, it's easy to bring up Joe Burrow in 2019. But, Chris, you've been following this as long as I have. You know that when LSU is really dangerous, they get consistent play from the quarterback. It doesn't have to be Burrow, but just a guy that can be efficient, be a good leader, and complement the running game. And right now you're starting to see that from this team. Good completion. Now, can you do it consistently? Because if you can, with the athletes they have around that position, they become a real threat.
And the player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout where they check him out. 2nd down after the incompletion. Back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. Makes a quick catch. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
Seventh play of the opening drive. They've moved it and now face a third down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Lets it fly to the wideout. Makes the catch downfield. Fights into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
BAT is good. They jump in front, 7-0. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And here's the return from inside the 5. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Breaks an open space. They're gaining some breathing room now. Tackled at the 26. Both teams settling in, looking to set the tone here, Kirk, in a game where there's a lot at stake for both teams coming in.
Yeah, both these teams realize this is a key game in the grand scheme of things. Late in the year like this, a winner may be able to look back at this as a game being the reason they finish strong and make a big push to those bowl games.
Continues to fight for yards. They bring him down, but he makes the 40-yard line. That's a solid game.
Watching this guy run makes me think of a famous old coach once said, any player on my team, I want him to be agile, mobile, and definitely hostile.
Great start to the drive. Back-to-back explosive plays, and now another first down. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. On the move now. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Boy, great recognition here by the quarterback, recognizing zone defense. Initially didn't have anybody open, but I love he's able to show that he's got enough athletic ability to get outside of the pocket and be able to make that nice throw for a big first down.
They've got him after a 7-yard gain, so 2nd and 3.
It's a nice game by this offense. This quarterback has such a good feel for running the option, whether it's handing it, keeping it himself, or pitching it. Puts a lot of pressure on the discipline of this defense.
2nd down play coming up for this offense. Here's the option play. Nittany Lions pick up enough yardage to keep this drive rolling.
Well, hey, it didn't go for a touchdown, but this is great execution. Knew exactly what they needed to do. First down, move the sticks.
That's solid run, good for first down yardage. Here's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. They'll try the option play here. The back's got it on the pitch. Picks up the course, looking for more. Tackled, but not before picking up big yards and a first down. Defense couldn't stop the option that time.
What a run and a pickup for this offense. This all starts with a great read by the quarterback. Saw the defender coming in, just knew this was not the time to keep it, and he does a good job of getting it to one of his playmakers, and boy, does he make a big play.
1st and goal, a great chance to answer that opening touchdown. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. And he muscles into the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. They were backed up to start the drive, but some bold play calling, great execution, and they reached the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of pull your horns in and get conservative when you're pushed way back close to your own goal line, but not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid off. Nice touchdown.
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. fielded near the end line. He's going to come out with it. And they stop him at the 11. Not good field position to start the drive. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin from their own 11. So early movement from the offense. That'll push him back 5. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. And wow, listen to this crowd noise. This stadium is vibrating. That's why this is such a tough place for visitors to play. Catch made on the out route. Tackle made at the 23 as they gain some important breathing room.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
He hands it off from the gun. The pickup is 7 yards. Now it's 2nd and 3.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
Important 2nd down play coming up. Play fake, looking to throw. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice game there.
Well, this is why running the football is so important. You run the ball, and then you go play action. It affects the eyes of the safeties and the linebackers and frees up some space for the tight end to be able to pick up a nice game.
Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. The pass is intercepted.
Well, they come out of that nickel package, and the move pays off. Gives them the extra defensive back on the field, a little bit more speed and awareness, and it pays off with this big interception.
First down. Looking to throw the football. Going to try to use his legs here. Defense makes the tackle with the clock running. That'll probably be the final play of this first quarter. And after a promising start, we hope that both these teams will just continue with more of this action. Offense getting set for a 2nd down here to begin the quarter. We're trying to run it with the option. He decides to keep it here. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior.
Boy, they go with the quarterback option here, and the play just didn't seem to feel like it had much of a chance. The execution just off. You got to either keep that or pitch it. He was a little bit hesitant and allowed the defense to get to him.
Offense gets set up here. It's 3rd down. There's some pre-snap movement. Back in motion. Make the stop, but good enough for a first down at the 29.
Well, it wasn't necessarily pretty or a game changer, but those option plays are sometimes best used to just get enough to just get a first down. I think that was the thinking on this last play. The defense has to be more aware in these kind of situations.
The Nittany Lions starting a new series here on 1st and 10. They'll run the option. Quarterback still with the football. Stopped right there at the line. No gain.
Well, if you're going to run this option play, you've got to be the one that's dictating the tempo. I feel like the defense right now is doing that. They did a nice job of getting to the quarterback. He didn't get many yards at all here.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Send the back in motion. Scrambling around now, looking downfield. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a first down.
Chris, a great ability by this quarterback to get outside of the pocket and place the football right where it needs to be for the first down.
And the Nittany Lions are moving quickly down the field. And the back now goes in motion. That's a strong run. They finally tackle him down at the 4.
Oh, man, what a read here by this quarterback. You know, he's trying to keep it himself until the defense takes him away. Good job at pitching it. And how about the skill guys on this offense? Can they cover some ground? Great pickup for this offense.
The Nittany Lions line up with a first and goal. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. The back in motion now. Here's a carry for the fullback. Nowhere to run. No corralling for no gain. So it sets up a second and goal from the 4. Quarterback's got it on the option. And the quarterback keeps it here. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Penn State.
Chris, I don't care what era we're talking about in college football. Defending the option when it's really well executed, one of the toughest things that defense can do. And this quarterback deserves a lot of credit. A great feel of when to pull it and when to give it. This time he keeps it himself for the touchdown.
The extra point is good, so it's 14-7. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. He'll bring it out from his end zone. He's tackled at the 17, so it would have been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. This drive is important. Last one ended in an interception. Let's see if they can get it going here. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. They bring him down, but he reaches the 30-yard line.
How about the offensive line here? Just a hat on a hat, opening up just enough room for the back to squeeze through there for a nice gain.
New center downs for the offense, 1st and 10. Looking for a receiver. Caught. Completion. They stop him out at the 42. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield.
Boy, it's so easy to get caught up on the receivers and the quarterback, and your eyes get lost. You forget about the running back. Nice catch and a first down for this offense.
On first down, it's play action. He's running out of time here. He cannot escape. It's a sack.
The defender did not bite on the fake at all. They were in pass rush mode the entire time.
After the sack on first down, it's second down. Set up to throw. Bringing pressure. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down.
Everything about this play tells you about today's offenses and what they're asking out of their running backs. You can't just be a guy who runs the football anymore. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't do a very good job of it on this play.
Incompletion sets up a third down now for this offense. Out of the gun now on third down. Looking for his big tight end. He makes the grab. They make the stop just short of the marker. It's going to be 4th down and inches to go. So no hesitation. The offense is on the field to go for it here. It's a crucial play. Oh, they've got him. A 4th down sack and a turnover on downs.
That's really good coverage downfield, and it just looked like the quarterback was waiting and waiting and waiting a little bit too long. By the time he decides to try to make a throw, nothing's open. And result is a sack and a turnover on downs.
So the first play of the drive here coming up, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. It's an option look. It's a quarterback keeper.
Well, not exactly the outcome this offense was hoping for here on the option. They didn't lose any yards, which is great. But I think they're definitely looking for more from that play.
Here's the 2nd down play. They'll try the left side with a toss. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play.
Well, I feel like they called that knowing chances are they're not going to hit a home run. But look at this. Put themselves in a perfect 3rd down situation. It's much more manageable. Now we'll see if they can convert.
Offense looking to keep the drive alive. It's 3rd down. They're going to run the option. The quarterback pulls the ball. It's a keeper. And the defense smothers him for no gain.
Chris, how about the defense on this play? You know when this play is run the right way, it is dangerous and many times creates big plays. Here, quarterback keeps the ball. They do a good job of being in the right place to keep him for a short gain.
So no long field goal attempt. The offense is on the field to go for it on 4th down. Bootleg looking to throw. But it's incomplete. The defense makes a huge 4th down stop.
Oh my gosh, a drop pass here on this 4th down play. Everything was perfect. The execution is there. The route is nice. The ball is on the money. All he has to do is catch it, and it's a 1st down, and he drops it. This one could come back to haunt him.
First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Looking deep downfield to the left, and it's hauled in way downfield. They make the stop, but it's a big play to the 31. So quickly, with one explosive play, this offense is set up just outside the 30.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
And that's incomplete. Even on a 1st down pass attempt, he felt heavy pressure.
Man, the quarterback got nailed there, Chris. We'll have to take another look. He gets the ball out, but he took a big hit. This offensive line has got to do a better job at taking care of their superstar if they want to have a chance to win this game.
Off play action, he's looking to throw. Swarmed with a pass rush, a sack.
That's the 3rd sack now, and we're not even to halftime. The offense is losing. They're getting whipped up front at the line of scrimmage. The offensive coordinator better make some adjustments, or this thing could snowball.
Looking to throw it on 3rd and very long. Looking for his big tight end. There's a fastball, but it's intercepted. He goes down, but they'll have a chance here now just before halftime.
Well, we're just here in this first half, and this defense is all over it. That's their 2nd interception. Good job of pressuring the quarterback, making him uncomfortable, and forcing the ball into coverage.
Here comes the first play of the drive. Can they do something in the final 30 seconds of the half? Motion by the back. Defense better adjust. The senior able to make the stop after a short gain. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. The kickoff team out there now to get this second half underway. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. And the Nittany Lions offense retakes the field. They built the lead with an efficient running game. Let's see if they can take to the air now to start the third quarter. Here's the option play. Quarterback keeps the football. First down, looking for more now. Breaks into the clear. Inside the 20. And he could not be stopped. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
Well, there it is, Chris. One of the most dangerous plays in college football, the option. What's even more dangerous, as a defender, you have no clue if he's going to pull it, tuck it, throw it. That time, he took it himself, fooling the defense all the way to the end zone.
PHC is good. They're pulling ahead now, 21-7. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. And he's brought down at the 16. Would have been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. And looking to throw now on first down. Snags the quick throw. Tackle is made. That's a short gain, well short of the marker.
Just a good job here by the quarterback. Got the ball out to his receiver. His guy eats up some yards. They stay ahead of the sticks.
That completion makes it second and medium. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. The receiver makes the catch. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain. Tackle made, but a strong arm throw by the senior quarterback. Pass complete for a first down. The offense gets a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun, handoff inside. He's brought down, but not before the gain to the 42-yard line.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
A gain makes it second and medium. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's brought down out at the 46.
Well, they didn't bust that for a big play, but it makes this third down coming up a little bit more manageable, and that certainly has a lot of value.
Urgency now for the offense. They'd hate to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Looks to the left. Pass caught. That's enough for a first down. This offense set up in scoring position at the 40.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. Takes the ball and heads to the left side. He's past the marker and still going. Touchdown, Tigers. Way too much speed on that play.
Well, this is what this running back brings to the table for this offense. He's always one touch away from a huge play, and here he gets the ball, gets some space, and from there, no one's going to catch him on his way to the end zone.
The extra point is good. They're down by a touchdown, 21-14. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Penn State offense is back out on the field. It didn't take long to reach the end zone last time. A perfectly blocked running play. Can they keep it going here? And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
That's just exactly how you coach it from a defensive standpoint. You string the quarterback out to the outside, make him indecisive. By the time he makes a decision, the rest of the defense is coming in. Nice tackle for a loss.
Here's the toss play. Runner heads outside. They'll tackle him right at the 31.
You know, toss play just starts with the offensive line, whether or not they can set the edge on the outside, whether it's a tackle or a tight end in that same direction. If they do that, you're going to have positive yards. If you can't set that edge, play's going to blow up.
They'll try the option play here. Good enough for first down yardage.
How impressive have these guys been up front today? Big third down, know what you need to do, get the first down, continue to hold on to that lead, continue to work clock, and get that much closer to securing a victory.
The Nittany Lions have first and 10 here. They'll try to run it with the option. Fighting off the wow, it's another broken tackle. Breaking free at the 35. Finally goes out of bounds after gobbling up big yardage on that run.
You talk about a headache for a defensive coordinator. You got to plan around that kind of speed and discipline and elusiveness from a quarterback like this. Man, it creates nightmares that this defensive coordinator, I'm sure, dealt with.
One massive play has moved the football just outside the red zone. First down. Hands off to the fullback. Has a path to the end zone. No stopping him on that run. Touchdown, Penn State. That's a crucial touchdown, Kirk. The offense padding its lead now here in the second half.
Yeah, you get into this second half, you start to count possessions and how big your lead is. Now that you're up 2 possessions, you can start to play really smart football, not just on offense, but on defense as well.
They tack on the PAT. It's a 2-touchdown lead now, 28-14. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. They reached the end zone the last time out, trying to do the same thing here. Now here's the toss play. Finding some room at the 25. He's in the clear. Out past the 30. Crosses the 10. And he takes it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
But it was just a matter of time till this guy found a seam and took it to the house. Unbelievable job by the offensive lineman, allowing him to get to that second and third level. And with his kind of speed, no chance of bringing him down.
And the point after gets him within a touchdown, 28-21. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. And the Penn State offense comes back on the field. On that last touchdown drive, they just pounded away with the ground game. Let's see if that formula works again. Catch made on the left side. They bring him down quickly, a short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker.
Hey, they get some positive yards here, but just from sitting up here looking down, Chris, you kind of have a sense that they wanted a little bit more on that play.
That completion makes it second and medium. That now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Oh, the defense is ready for that one. They almost got that blown up before it got started.
Offense breaks the huddle and gets set. It's third down. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Oh, the pass rush gets home.
Nothing is more gratifying for a defense to be able to sit back and play zone and still get pressure on the quarterback with your defensive front.
And the Nittany Lions will line up to kick it away. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Good effort by the return man. They get him down, but that's a solid gain on the return. Here comes the opening play of the drive. They begin at their own 45-yard line. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What is an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
The defense all over. They stop him right at the line.
That was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fits, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
Nothing going with the running game on those two plays. Now it's third down and 10. Dropping back. We're going to throw for the first down. Running out of time in the pocket. Trying to create here on the move. They get the third down conversion. First down now from the 37.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
The offense will line up. Chance for a couple more plays before the end of the quarter. That's the third pick tonight thrown by this QB. Follows the pick with a nice return before finally being brought down.
Really nice job of mixing up the looks here by this defense. Sometimes man, sometimes zone. They fool the quarterback here completely, and he throws the pick.
And one final play before the end of the quarter. And the fullback takes a turn running the football. Brought down after a short gain. Now it's four fingers in the air. Get ready for the fourth coming up. And as we take a break to flip ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the current national rankings. 1 quarter to go. Let's see if this sets up as a classic finish. Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. They'll run the option. And the quarterback keeps it on the option. And just a short gain this time. They're able to get him down.
Not exactly the outcome this offense was hoping for here on the option. I'll give them credit. They didn't lose anything, so it wasn't a negative play. But this kind of play's got to be able to hit big and get down the sidelines for big yards.
Offense looking to keep the drive going here. 3rd and short now from the 44. Quarterback's got it on the option. And they'll stop him just short of the marker. Good effort, but the defense holds. Now it's 4th down.
Love how this defense took the quarterback away, not allowing him to get the yards, making him pitch the ball, and then they just rally to the football. Now we got a big 4th down coming up.
The Nittany Lions will look to convert here on 4th down. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. The Nittany Lions pick up enough yards to move the sticks.
Well, these are the kind of situations you practice every week. You got to be able to get a yard. And the offensive line was able to give them just enough push to convert here on the ground. Clearly, they've done this drill before countless times, and it shows.
And that's a solid gain before the defense able to bring him down.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line in the running game here to be able to secure a victory. Good call, and just keep working that clock.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. It's an option look. He decides to keep it here. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
One of those critical 3rd down plays coming up. They're going to run the option. They get the 3rd down conversion. 1st down now from the 37.
Chris, I always get a kick out of how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You can hear the bench screaming. The crowd is screaming. Watch the draw. Watch the screen. Watch the pass downfield. Rarely do you hear them say, watch the fullback. And there he just slips through for a 1st down.
The offense has done well to choose some clock here. Now they'll come up on 2nd down. Here's the option play. Quarterback still with the football. Not much on that play. Brought down short. Here we go now. A crucial play for both sides. They'll set up at 3rd and 4. And now a carry here for the fullback. They bring him down just short of the marker. It's going to be 4th down. They need less than a yard for a 1st down. They'll go for it on 4th. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. The defense desperate to get the football back, trailing here late. So on 4th down, here comes a crucial field goal attempt. The kick is good. He knocked it right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away.
Chris, they get the 3 points, but looking back at it, 4th and inches. Pretty conservative call there. I really thought they would have gone for it.
Was he on the end line? Apparently not. He's bringing it out. They tackle him at the 9. That's good coverage, but he should have left the ball in the end zone. So the drive begins here, backed up at their own 9. Here comes a first down pass attempt. The ball is caught. Then he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on the play.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
That completion makes it second and short. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. Looking deep for late game heroics. They try a downfield shot. That's a good effort there, but now it's third down.
This is smart defense. When you're trying to protect the lead late in the game, you know they're going to take some shots. Get those safeties and those defensive backs back far, anticipating a deep throw, and knock the ball away.
So let's see what they like here on third and short from inside their own 20. Important to pick up this first down. And now the defense will call a timeout before this critical down, just to get everybody on the same page. Interesting play call here. Third and short inside their own 20. They want to get this drive going, or a punt could give the opponents excellent field position. On the toss play, runner moving left. Fighting for yardage, but the defense stops him just short of that first down marker. Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field, trying to chip away at this lead. Trying for a fourth down completion. Complete with a running back. But can he get there? They've got him, but they convert on fourth down, and the drive keeps going.
Boy, the defense is in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on fourth down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
Not enough on that one. It falls incomplete. Offense lines up for a second down play off the incompletion. Play action fake. Looking to throw. Looking to scramble. Taking a deep shot here late in the game. Catch made for a big game, but the fans are wondering where was that earlier in this football game.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. Let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big game.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Back-to-back deep shots. And the pass is dropped incomplete. Would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
Really good job here by the defense in coverage. Did a nice job here of staying in phase with the receiver. There's no chance for a completion at all.
That incompletion makes it 2nd and 10 from the 26. Second down, they're going to throw it. Deep shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, LSU. Still no answer for this offensive machine.
Well, hold on now, Chris. We're under 2 minutes to go, and these guys will not go away. They hit this extra point. You cover an onside kick. You never know.
PAT is good. They still trail, though. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Fields it just outside the goal line. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 19. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Running with purpose. Tackled way behind the line. He'll lose 6 there. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Going backwards to open up this series, 2nd down and 16 now. Looking to pass here on 2nd down. Here's a fumble way behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, just like running backs, quarterbacks have got to do a better job of having awareness and taking care of the football. I felt like he got the ball away from his body there a little bit, allowing it to be knocked free. He caught a break because one of his own teammates was able to see that and get on top of the ball.
So here comes 3rd and long. Giving up that sack has made this a real challenge for the offense. They'll try the option play here. The quarterback keeps it here. And the defense stops the clock with a timeout. 24 seconds remaining.
Well, just so much happens on this play. There's so many reads for the quarterback, not to mention how quickly he has to do it. Does he hold the ball himself and pull it? Does he hand it off? Does he end up pitching it? Here he keeps it, and obviously he made the wrong decision. No gain.
Returner is brought down. Gets us started on the next drive. Here we go, trailing late in the game here. Serious urgency for this offense right now. Looking to throw it on 1st down. Looking deep down the left side. Oh, and he's got it. Big gain inside the 25. Tight game, final 2 minutes. Can the offense make a play here? And they desperately need it. 1st down, looking to throw the ball. Caught by the receiver. They get him down, and that's how this game will end. Clock at 0-0. Well, when you're a team that comes in, Kirk, with great expectations, big goals at the end, you're going to get tested. They were tested here today by another ranked team. I was impressed how they responded.
Chris, there's no doubt about it. I think the thing that really stood out to me is the way they played for 4 quarters, just dominating football. And this is a team that's had to deal with being kind of the hunted, the team that knows that every single week teams want to bring them down. They took on a very talented team today and just dominated it.
And that's going to wrap it up. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.